There you go.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming here today. We have a mission of delivering over 15,000 letters of support, letters in memory of Maria Isabel Vasquez Jimenez to the CEO of Trader Joe's, Dan Bain. We come here to deliver these letters of support and specifically to ask Trader Joe's to incorporate a corporate policy to ensure that farm workers are protected in the future. I'm going to ask Lucy Boutte of the Hispanic Ministries of San Gabriel Valley region to come and describe the young, incredibly gifted woman, Maria Isabel Vasquez.
So this is Maria's story. On May 14th, the official temperature was 95 degrees. It was even hotter inside by West Coast grape farming east of Stockton, where Maria and her fiancé had been working for 9 hours. At 3:40 p.m., Maria became dizzy. She didn't know where she was and didn't out. Florentino helplessly held her in his arms. There was no water for the farm workers from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. when water was not available for Maria, and water was not available when Maria was working. It was also too far to access. There was no shade and no place for her to rest. And also about what to do if someone, no instructions, what to do if someone became ill from the heat, as required by law. The foreman came over and stood 4 or 5 feet away staring at the couple, and all he said was, "Oh, well, that's what happens to people, but don't worry, if you apply some rubbing, probably alcohol," it didn't. Maria was taken to a clinic, and in Lodi, the foreman called you take her to the clinic, the foreman said, saying that she became sick when she was jogging or getting some exercise. He didn't want to create any big problems. He says, "We don't want to create big problems for us." They arrived at the clinic at 5:15, more than an hour and a half after Maria had fainted. An ambulance took her to the hospital. Doctors said her temperature was way beyond what the human body can take. Maria's heart stopped 6 times in the next 2 days before she passed away. Doctors said if emergency medical help had been summoned or she had been treated in some way, she may have survived. It's hard for Maria's family and her fiancé Florentino to accept her death. It was could have been prevented. Florentino said there should be justice for what happened. It wasn't just. The grief that fills our hearts today inspires our work for tomorrow. And Maria is a beautiful young lady that reminds me of so many other farm workers working so hard under horrible conditions.
Thank you, Lucy. I'd like to call Father Paul, St. Andrews, and Leslie, Jewish Labor Committee, to come and offer a prayer for Maria, a prayer for farm workers who are working in today's heat, a prayer for the CEO of Trader Joe's, Dan Bain, that he would do the right thing.
Dear God, we thank you for giving us creation. We thank you for giving us the wonder of plants and growth. We thank you for helping us to be responsible, to care for the earth, to care for each other, to provide food. We thank you for those people who are in that industry of providing food and nutrition, and also we thank you for the responsibility that we have to work together in this. We ask you to bless the workers, those people who bring the food to our tables, the wine to our tables. We thank you for those people who are risking their money and their capital, organizing to make a living, to make these industries work well. We thank you that all this is under your protection, your guidance and love. We ask you that we would care for each other as you would care for us. Help us to use the grace, to use these experiences of sadness and grief to learn a little bit of how to cooperate better as a family of love in the way that you intended us.
we also ask you to bring enlightenment to those who have the responsibility to provide a safe workplace for their employees, because death is neither a reasonable, fair, nor just expectation in anybody's workday.
Amen. Amen. In closing, I'm going to invite Jorge, John, Rick, and myself to read a brief paragraph of a sample of some of the many letters that were received, starting with Jorge.
This letter is from Sam Haynes. I'm angry, I'm outraged, I'm ashamed of these landowners. Everyone is talking about change. Well, change has to start with you. You need to ask yourself if you will work in these conditions or when your children are working in these conditions. Treat the workers as you want to be treated. This letter is from Christine Modi. It says, I am one of your loyal customers. I agree with everything this form letter says. I can always make a choice to no longer shop at your store. Take the moral responsibility and do the right thing. Okay?
This letter is from Carolyn Marshall from San Francisco. She writes, I'm a regular Trader Joe's customer and a big fan overall. Please use the leverage of your relationship with the vineyards to supply grapes to your business and make sure that all the people involved in creating your products are treated respectfully with the same regard as you treat your own employees. Take the upper hand, writes Ms. Marshall. We customers support and encourage you.
John Kavanaugh from Detroit, Michigan wrote, Dear Mr. Bain, please quit using weasel words to get around the fact that one of your suppliers permitted conditions that resulted in the death of a young lady who was working in his fields. You have a choice, Mr. Bain. You can deal with the issue in an honorable way at the beginning of this process, or you can try to finagle your way out of it and damage your reputation in the long run. John Kavanaugh, Detroit, Michigan. And I invite everyone here to grab some letters, grab a box, and let's go see if Dan Bain will meet with us today.